Hey friends, today we're going to be doing page 113, 115, and 117 in our reading workbook to go along with our Kamishibai Man story. So, today we're going to be talking about diphthongs, which are the OW and the OU words, okay? So I'm going to just read through the words in the box so that everybody knows what the words are. And then I'm not going to help a lot on this page because I think it looks pretty easy for you guys to put them in the sentences. All right, our first word is crowded, found, howling, rowdy, showers, doghouse, outdoors, sunflower, and shouted. So you are going to pick where those go in the sentence. Let's look at the first one. As soon as the rain stopped, the children hurried blank to play. They hurried. Ooh, I see it. Do you see it? Can you spot it before Mrs. Hagen? All right. Did you pick outdoors? As soon as the rain stopped, the children hurried outdoors to play. That sounds good. Write it in your neatest handwriting, like we always do, right? All right, so keep going with that page. And if you want to pause the video, finish this page up and meet me on page 115. All right, guys. So we are going to read a story today, just a short story. We're going to read that together. And then we're going to do some things on the bottom called cause and effect. Fun, right? So read the story, and then we're going to complete this little chart down here, which is called a T-map, okay? And then we're going to include 4 causes and 4 effects. And I'll explain more what that means when we're done with the story, okay? You can follow along. It'd be nice when Mrs. Hagen's reading if you would follow along in your workbook, okay? One morning, an old man picked a peach from his tree. When he cut into it, he found a tiny baby. He and his wife raised the baby as their own son. The boy never grew taller than an inch, but he was very strong and brave. Little 1 inch, that's what they called him, knew his parents were proud of him, but he wanted to prove himself to the world. So he decided to travel to the emperor's the emperor's palace. The boy paddled down the river day after day. He faced rain and rough waters and hungry fish, but he did not stop until he reached his goal. At the palace, he introduced himself to the emperor. The emperor let the princess keep little 1 inch as a playmate. That very day, a terrible ogre attacked the princess. It's like a monster, right? Little 1 inch crawled into the shaggy hair covering the ogre's body and began to tickle him. The ogre giggled and squealed and rolled wildly about on the ground. Over and over he rolled until he rolled right into the river and sank to the bottom. To thank little 1 inch for his brave act, the emperor made him a samurai, an honored warrior. All right, kind of a silly, funny story, isn't it? All right, so when we get down to our T chart, and we're just going to do 3 of them. We're not going to do 4 up at the top here. We're going to change that to 3, okay? Because the chart is kind of small, and I think fitting 3 in there is going to be enough. All right, so I'm going to make the chart a little bit bigger for a second here. And we are just going to draw lines just across, just about like how Mrs. Hagen is doing it. So I have 3 areas. All right, then I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now I'm ready. Okay, so I'm going to pick some causes that we're going to put over here. And what cause and effect is if I have a cause, let's say the cause is I did my homework, what was the effect of that? I got a good grade. So you're doing something and then something else is happening because of that. That's the effect, okay? All right, so we've got cause and effect. So the first cause that Mrs. Hagen's going to give you is, okay, you guys, instead of writing little 1 inch, we're just going to put he, okay? He, I'm going to do a different color here, okay? And he wanted to prove himself, okay? I'm going to make it as short. It's really long in my book. He wanted to prove himself. Can you fit it in there? Neater than Mrs. Hagen, hopefully. Now, what did he do to prove himself? What was the effect of that? Okay. He traveled somewhere, didn't he? Where did he go? He went, and we're going to make it even shorter. We're going to say to the emperor. That's where he went. Okay, I'm making him really short here because it's a little tight in there, isn't it? All right, so do you see that? Something, he wanted to prove himself, and the effect of that was that he went to the emperor, okay? All right, the second cause that we're going to write down is he tickled the ogre. He tickled the ogre. Trying to make him short here for you. He tickled the ogre. And then what happened because he tickled the ogre? What was the effect of that? Do you remember? You can go back and look at the story, right? He was tickling him, yes, over and over, and it's right in this section right here, okay? So I want you to write down what happened because he tickled him, because I know you can find that one. All right, and the last cause that we're going to write down was, ready? The emperor honored him. What did he do when he honored him? He gave him something. The emperor honored him. And I don't want to give you that answer either. I want you to look up. It was at the end of the story because he was honoring him for his good work. What did he give him? And you're going to write it over here on the effects side. So you've got 2 to do on that page on your own, which I think you'll be great with. So finish up this page and then meet me on page 117. All right, here we go. We are sorting our spelling words. And we are looking for the vowel sound that has the OU, like mouth. Okay, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. And then, or like the OW, like down. Own, ow. All right, so here we go. We're going to look for that OU. Okay, are you looking at your list? Are you starting to look? Who sees the first OU word? I see it. Did you pick round? I bet you did, because that's the first one, isn't it? I like to go in order, but you can. I like to put a little check mark by it too so that you know that you use that one. All right, how about an OW word? Who can find an OW word? Oh, we found it already, didn't we? It was the first one. Clown, own, ow. All right, so look for your OW and your OU words. Simple, simple, right? And I am going to give you a little clue that there is going to be a challenge word here and a challenge word here. And by challenge, I'm talking about these two, okay? We are not going to use the review words today because you won't have enough spaces. So you can cross these out. Okay, we're not going to use those. And you should be good to go sorting your words. Thanks, guys.